Hey y'all, it's Leslie, and I'm here today, and this is raw and real and unfiltered and uncut, and I have no idea if I'm even going to publish this on YouTube. But, so when you come in my back door, this is some stuff that needs to be put in the burn pile, and this is stuff for the Christian mission. And then this is my daughter's desk that was her great-granddad's desk. And this is the stairs that go up into the main level of the home. And so I have to come down those stairs to go to my craft room. Well, this is a table that we put down here and we do puzzles on it. But I've had to clear it off because there's been a significant change in my life. I found out February 28th that my husband of 24 years has been having an affair for the past 3.5. So, we can't afford to get divorced in a way that either of us can stay in the house. But this is the house that my dad built. My dad put every tile on this floor. He put every piece of wood in that hardwood in there. He put every piece of wood on the railing. He cut, he coped, he did every corner mold, every ceiling mold, everything there is. My dad built it. And so then we bought it from my dad for only what my dad owed, so it was really cheap. So anyway, these two rooms used to be my daughter's bedrooms. When my oldest moved out and went to college, my youngest said, you know what, I'm going to move up to the bedroom upstairs, which was my craft room, and I moved my craft room down here. So this is my main work room, and this is, again, raw, unfiltered, nothing, but the junk and the trash that builds up, when we do. And so when you come in the door, this is what's on the right, this bookshelf. This is my work table. It goes 10 feet this way, and it is 41 inches deep here at the window, and on this side it's 32 or 36 inches deep. And so this side over here is 6 or 8, must be 8 feet over here. And so what I have is one of those, they're Alex drawer like things, but the knockoff from Michael's. These are some of those Rubbermaid drawers, and all I did was I put white contact paper on the front of the drawers to kind of make them look a little prettier. And so that makes those look really nice. And that's just, the cheap ones that you get at Walmart. I think the stack was maybe, I don't know, $35-40, I think. Oh, and I maybe actually bought those from Joann's when they had them on sale or something. But anyway, $35-40 tops is what it was. And when you get them, one thing to notice is that you can get them and you can take off drawers. If it's too tall for under your desk or wherever you want it, you can take off drawers. So the very top thing here that has, can you see the bits and pieces in there? Yeah. So that plastic thing right there can be it just pops off. And so then you can pop off the little side supports so that you can reduce the number of drawers or add in drawers. And that's what I did. I added in an extra drawer to each one of these. And then I've got a short set that's not being used for anything right now because I was in the process of doing all this organization when I found out my whole freaking world is blown up. Can you see out there how beautiful my view is? And right now when I walk into this room and I look at these things and I'm like, you know what? I was working on this really cute vintage farmhouse art piece that I was going to do. And here's a picture of me and my grandfather doing a puzzle when I was little. Look at that cute. And so I was going to do that, and I was going to put it by our puzzle table. And here is a junk journal that I finished. It's just a signature, and that's the signature from Lisa that I was going to put together in a book. And I just haven't done it. These all were getting organized because what's in them right now is things like these kind of things. These containers are like food containers. They were real cheap from Amazon. And but there's a lot of empty space. You could see that I can't fit anything in there. So all of this was going to get redone into, it was going to be my junk journal, like ephemera bits and tickets and that kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe, index cards and stuff. There's all my paintbrushes inside of a bird cage that's sitting on a Lazy Susan so that we can turn it around and get whatever we want. And yeah, so I absolutely adore that. These are porch posts from this house when there was a tornado and some porch posts got damaged, so we replaced them all. And so these are the wood porch posts, and they also become the legs to the table. Of course, you can't see this one, but yeah. And so yeah, so this finishes off the table. This is kind of my daughter's section, or this is like the painty section. And so I decorated it really cute for her, you know, trying to build up her, because she's been dealing with some depression over the years. And of course, then this hits, and of course it's even worse than it ever was before. And I'm 5 minutes into this video, and all I've done is yak my mouth. So over there is my printer, and then there's printer paper on that shelf there, and then down below it is like printer ink and stuff like that. This is my laser printer. This box has laser printer. I'm like, printer. This box is empty, but these boxes are really cool. So I've kept those because of the way they close and everything, but they're really good for storage. And then this one is the printer paper that I use in here, and I just lift it and get some out and put it in there because it was easier than reaching under there. I added some eye bolts on the end of the table, and we put the white paper, that way we can pull it across for our paint sessions and when we do things like that. Back behind this, well, first I guess I should say this. This is a $5 find, and this is my version of a Raskog cart, because I found this $5 bookcase. It's solid wood, and it was on the Facebook Marketplace thing, and so I jumped on it, and all I did was like I cleaned it up with soap and water. I'm sorry. Cleaned it up with soap and water, and then what I've got right now is it's just holding stuff. But I really wanted these baskets on here from Hobby Lobby. I love those, and I love this and love this. So I love that top row like that. These are really good. I got these from Canvas Core a long time ago at a sale that they had for like, I don't know, $2, $3, and they're really good for holding ephemera. Oh. Thought I was going to cry, but I didn't know I was going to cry because of allergies. So here's all my washi tape, and I have it in here, and it sits below this because I don't use washi very often, but it's very convenient for me to have it like that, and I have it organized. I guess I should show you that again. I have it organized by color, sort of the blacks, the browns, the golds and silvers, and then I've got the greens. That's the printed in the middle, like the Tim Holtz. And then that's the reds, like the red checks and the pinks, and then here's the reds down here. Floral in the center, and then I've got the blue things over there. And that's easy because really I reach for the floral or the printed most of the time. Oh shoot, I knocked something off. So anyway, so this thing, I put it on some casters. We happen to have a old stool, I guess it was, and it didn't work. And so I asked my dad, I said, can they screw off? Can we screw those off that stool and put them on this shelf? And he was like, yeah. So this shelf actually rolls around and moves. So this is my version of a Raskog. I will keep my red typewriter on top for typing things onto coffee dyed paper. And then this is like a box to go out as gifts, but now it's got junk in it. And then this is some journals and things that I had gotten, but I haven't put away. So back behind here is my, these are my Jetmax cubes, and I actually have two more of these. Two more of the paper sorters, I believe. I believe that's what they are. I don't even know. They're over there in the corner. So I didn't cut. That was my phone doing it itself. But anyway, this is the Jetmax cubes, and so down there I've got like, you know, things stored in the open ones, and here's one that's slotted and got the paper in it. So my goal has been to get my paper organized so that this paper pads, and then this is paper that's the loose sheet paper like you get at Hobby Lobby. And so I wanted it organized so that when I wanted, you know, Christmas plaid, then I could just pull that little section out. And I've got the plastic sleeves to do that. And I've been working on it little by little. See, I've got things kind of divided by section or color a little bit already, in a way. And anyway, so I've been working on that, but, you know, haven't gotten to it. And I'm working on projects at the same time. And then Christmas hit, and this crisis hit around Christmas. And then I got the confirmation the day after our 24th anniversary. So, yeah. Fun times. Up here is a box of ribbons that I need to put up. My Big Shot and some dies that I need to put away down in the drawer because they live down there. There is my photo scanner, because you can actually put, I think it's up to 40 or 100 even, 100 papers or 40 4x6 photos in the slot, and that will scan them through one after one and create a file for each one. And so I fell in love with that and got that so that I can scan everything in over time. But again, I hadn't done that. Silhouette, don't even use it anymore. Scan and cut, okay. Again, Facebook Marketplace. I'm looking on there one day, and a lady has this scan and cut with the pad for $80. And I was like, does it work? And she said, yeah, it does. I just don't have time. And I said, so is there something wrong with it? And she was like, no. And so I got it, and I asked her, I said, okay, can I hook it up? And she said, I tell you what, she said, you do that, and I'll come back tomorrow to get the check. Look, seriously. Okay. So, because I met her at, in town. Well, it worked perfectly. There's nothing wrong with it. So I got a scan and cut for $80. Right. Then I have old rusty rakes from my family that has my colored ribbons here and trims, colored ribbons and trims. I've got my blacks, my browns, my creams, and my whites. And there's some of the pitchforks from here. And then over here, which I don't like this. I don't know what to do. But over here, I've got like my sorry ribbon. This is some tulle and that sort of thing. A little more sorry. And then this is tulle and rolls. This is tulle. And then this is raffia ribbon that I use for wrapping presents and things. And then this is some other crochet threads and things. And then I've got the burlap ribbon and then the twine and everything. So yeah, I'm not digging this. And then up there, this whole wall used to be with shelves like this, and it had my paints all over it. But just look at this. Those are in little plastic containers. So if I want those alcohol inks, I can pick up the container and take it with me over to my desk. Well, when it was the paints, it was one paint sitting beside one paint. And I'm shaky as it is because I have MS. And okay, that was not working. Everything would fall off, and it was a whole big pain in the wazoo for me. And putting it away, no, I need something I can put away quick. So I did something different with that. And then this is just projects and things and little collectibles that I have up there, and signed from my grandmama. And then there's my diploma and something Cindy made and something Megan made, my daughters. And then this is something, and my Megan made that for Sydney. And then this is something that my mom did. And over here, next to my desk, this is my threads, and this is all my threads and seam bindings, and not seam bindings, my threads and baker's twine. And so I have them by color here, but yeah, I'm not liking that very much, and I don't want this one here. I want it over there in that corner now. And so all of that was getting redone. I really love this. Excellent tip here. Get you one of these letter sorters, especially a sturdy one that's kind of, heavy set. I got this one again, $5 on the Facebook Marketplace. And so I put my little scorp out in here. There's a calculator. There's a cutting mat, my Tim Holtz platform, and then I have my very hard to store envelope board and We Are Memory Keepers things in there. So this works really great for things like the We Are Memory Keepers that you can't store well. And then I've got, scissors and tools that I use a lot. And this is glues and everything I use a lot. And this is all my cardstocks down there, my neutral cardstocks. And this is some of the metal pieces like paper clips and things I use a lot. Scorp out and my inks. And this is an antique, well, not antique, it's vintage from my dad when he had businesses over the years. So I have these little stamps that are left over from my dad. Yeah, J&G Auto Parts, Jim and Gail, that was them. Okay, so, and yeah, there's my oxides and my Bombay India inks, and then the little thing. And to be honest, no, I've never used it, but there we go. So when I come back outside, then the reason that this is also one of my craft rooms is because this is my storeroom. So everything that I don't have in there, I have it here. And this is like the catch-all. So when I find something like, oh, that's a cute idea, I can keep that. Well, it comes in here and it grows. They multiply. I think they just like whatever. So this is some storage things for it. This is one of my favorite pieces ever. So why is it in the storage room where nobody can see it? But this is a lingerie chest I paid $125 for this site. Just absolutely immediately because I fell in love with it so much. Each drawer opens and you can put things in. So I've got wood pieces, I've got flowers and leaves and things like that all in this. This is all junk journal fodder. I've got chipboard pieces there. These are chipboard albums and some other meander albums that I've cut over the years because I used to do this and do things for the public a lot and do a lot of craft fairs. Junk journals, and this is some things I found at a antique store that were like $3 a piece, I think, and they're big. They hold full-size paper, so my plan is to put coffee dye paper and stuff in there. And then this is some other things. I've got sewing machine drawers that have bits of ephemera and things, and then I've got this is Velveeta box and the little Dollar Tree things, cigarette box, anything I can find, and I'm putting things. And down here, this is a collection of cards and tags and that sort of thing. And oh my goodness, and oh my goodness. And then this is some family memorabilia and stuff from my hometown. And this is more family memorabilia that I could sell because I have a bajillion of them and I'll never use them. And then, you know, I emptied a bucket the other day, so I was really proud of that. This is a box of stuff that I bought last year in January. I'm not kidding, January 2018 at a Hobby Lobby, 75% off sale. Last year. It's still sitting there waiting to be put away. It just has not. I've used one or two things out of there. I've dug through and found the things that I wanted, like a stamp. But everything else is still sitting in that box. Did I need it? No. But there we go. Over here, this is cream color. Those are called lockers. And I've got my Dremel and some towels up here. I've got the drill and hammer, that sort of tools in there. Then I've got paint pots, which is probably basically empty in there. There's not very much because most of it's down here on the floor being storage. Then I've got sewing supplies like, you know, the parts to the sewing machine and that sort of stuff is in there. And then, let's see. Oh, the pasta machine for polymer clay, but I don't even think that's there. I think I put it somewhere else to sell. And then down at the bottom is, I don't even know, something else. These are tall lockers that I got for $25. Oh, paid $50 for these at a thrift store. Not a thrift store, but a kind of a flea market antique store. These are the lockers that I got for $25 for this set of 3. They're huge, huge, huge. They're what's that? Probably 7 feet tall, I think. Anyway, so this one has canvases in it, like top to bottom is canvases. I did canvas paintings, I did classes, and I did craft fairs. Well, when I stopped and I had all those supplies, they're in there. Okay, this one is fabrics, and this one is fabrics. This is kind of neutrals, fabrics, and maybe some frames up there, burlaps and stuff. This one is just other fabrics, and one day when everything's not in the floor and in the way, I'll take you through that. But this is just kind of overview because I wanted you to know that this is what I have, and I have no idea what I'm going to end up with. I may end up with, you know, a corner of a room. So I want to show you what I have now. These are little modular pieces from, I believe I got them from Walmart. Anyway, you can get, this is a small size. You can get a medium size, which is like the size of 2 of them. Or you can get a large size, which is like 3 wide. Or 3, the width of 3 is what it is. But anyway, they all kind of lock together. They have a, just a way where they sit together. So I have all of these. And again, I put white contact paper on the front of them to make them look nice and neat. And those have things like extra glue and metal boxes and styrofoam trees and whatever. This is school stuff. These are empty boxes that could be storage. Up here, that's an empty box. That's some jars and cans and things. Up here, I have family memorabilia in a box. This is some decor that I don't have up anymore, and antique vintage stuff, and some paint cans, which they're clear, empty paint things. They look like paint cans, and you fill them with like gifts and goodies and then sell them. That's what I did. Now for here, this one is like scarves and things that I'm going to use for fabrics. These two are, let's see, one of them is patterns. This one is patterns and that kind of thing, patterns and things. This is tissue paper. And down here I have, look, I have to get closer. You have to see this. Do you see the size of this? This is napkins. Those are the small, and then the tall, narrow, and then those are the more like the 6 and 8 inch napkins over there. Yes, full. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Over here, I have an old Dr. Pepper ice chest that I have all of my tall rolls of paper and wrapping paper and things in there. It's sitting on some metal milk crates. And so that's why those things are kind of standing up in there. And that's my girls. And my girls did this with my mom. That's their handprints and things. And then this is some other stuff. Okay, down here is a little shelf thing. And I just have the wood pieces that, you know, you would repaint the little birdhouse. Or, you know, that's a bodice, a dress form, whatever you call them. And just some things that I've done. This is some papers, like stuffing papers for shipping, that I folded up nice and neat in there for when I'm shipping things. Over here we got spray cans. We got some gallon cans. This is like your this is my base paint to the walls, and this is behind it is the oh shoot, what do you call it? The base, the primer is behind it, and those are for when I, you know, change my mind about where I want something, and so then I plaster over the hole, and, you know, paint over it. Here is, these are paint chips. That whole entire box is full of paint chips. All of this is like paper samples for when my daughter was getting married, and we had like invitation companies. They sent us samples of the paper. Well, okay, I'm a junk journaler, and oh my goodness, that paper is like thick and nice and feels great, so I kept that. Paints, doilies. These are bigger doilies, and in the back are the smaller ones. And then over here we've got some of these little boxes, and one of them has suction hooks, one of them has little metal clips, and I think the other one's got like some little antique memorabilia. And that's another doily piece that I just haven't. This is one that was actually stitched by my grandmother, but I don't know how to cut this part, so to use it yet. This is my stencils. This is how I store them. These are ones that I just haven't done yet. But I do one stencil per file folder, and I'll label it. There's like 3 sizes of file folders. There's this size, which is a half of the, what is this, 11 by 14, the business size? Something like that. The legal size, that's what this is. A legal size gets a second one taped to it to make it long enough for the 12 by 12 stencils, or the 8.5 by 11 stencils. Then down here I have some that are 8.5 by 11, but they fit in a regular file folder. And then these are half of the legal size file folder that I then put, I label them like that. And then I put Rose AliExpress. So inside here would be this one stencil, you know. And that way I know exactly what I have, and I can go to it really quickly, and that just works for me. Anything that's nice, neat, and organized, I use it so much better. These are my sprays and things. Okay, I don't touch these. These need to go. I need to use them, sell them, get rid of them. And a lot of them, these are like the Tim Holtz, but the Tim Holtz containers were allowing mold to grow. And so I had to put them in this. Even some of these, this is, again, a Tim Holtz stain. Oh, these are alcohol. That's what those are, alcohol. This is Tim Holtz stains. But I had to put them in a different container because the mold would start growing them. And then I've got some re-inkers there. And then, of course, the beautiful, beautiful moon shadows from Lindy Stamp Gang back in the original days. And oh my god, some of those are just exquisite. And color wash. And then I've got Smile Call there. But anyway, I don't use them. I need to use them. I want to use them, but I haven't. So I need to just get rid of them because, I mean, what's the point here? I've got some foam core. This thing, thought it was such a great idea. I bought it, and I had like plastic bags and stuff in here, and then I had just some other things. This is coffee and tea that I use for dyeing, but it ends up that it doesn't work very well for what I had planned for it. So this piece is no, not really. It's really deep. It's like 3 feet deep, and then each drawer there's like this size, and then there's some wider ones down there, if you can see those. Yeah, I've got cards in those. And anyway, okay, so up here, this is where my paints are now, because this works so much better for me. When I want paints, I pull this whole little bucket out, and then I have all those paints, and that works. And then, whoo, goodness, I have my dies, and let me not fall. Oh, cross my fingers. Okay. Oh gosh. So I have this is fabric dyes and things, and that one. This is all like succulents and things, and the greenery stuff to do those kind of little things. And I've got like 2 or 3 projects planned in there. Paint is down there. Paint, and this is watercolor paints. Well, watercolors and your water soluble pastels and watercolor pencils. That's what all that is. And again, don't do it. Don't use it. It needs to go. That's a little chalk paint. Or maybe I decide to keep this because maybe I will now that I don't have him being, you know, needy on the weekends and for no reason because he's leaving me to go. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that. So up here we have, these are little drawers that used to hold the little library cards and things at the library. And I'm president of Friends of the Library. So when stuff like this comes across us, then, you know, I get first dibs. And where is the, goodness gracious, there we go. So you can see there's library cards in there. Yeah, so these are full of that. The envelopes and the little cards with they're full. I have no need for all of that. See, I need to share. Up here we've got some storage things that hold some various things. And then we get to the junk books. And up here we have children's books. These are all children's books. This is some books that I just used from Dollar Tree because I either like their colors and I'm going to do a project with that. This is the insides of them because it worked good. There's some antique books back there and some books that I'm actually using for a project, or they were a good size, like this one right here is a good size for a cover. Edith Holden, Diary of a Woman, Edwardian Lady, and this is also one, this is called The Seasons, and it is Lewis Lawrence, and what it is it does the same basic thing, and it's just beautiful. Let's see, it's got writing on one side, beautiful writing, and then it's got pictures and things, better pictures than that one. So yeah. So anyway, this one's really good when I picked that up. There's a bunch of Thomas Kincaid. If you go to a thrift store, like your Christian Mission kind of place. Okay, goodness, that's not going to go back up right this minute. So if you go to a Christian Mission or something, there's Thomas Kincaid books where it's like, this one is a little planner book or a notes book, a journal, and so it's got lined pages and the little Thomas Kincaid drawings on them. Those are really good for junk journals. These are some coloring books and things from my girls, including the ones that are like the Zentangle kind and the adult coloring books. These are antique railroad magazines from the 50s, I believe. Some Easter Ideals and some, I think there's, yeah, National Geographic, the good kind back there for doing that technique with, that Shannon Green does. Here's some engineering and math related books, plus some foreign language books. All of that's foreign. This is some quotes and the Bible and more quotes and, yeah, quote, I think is all that. Dictionary of quotes kind of things. These are some songbooks, all songbooks songbooks. Oh, these are actually yearbooks. My grandmother's yearbooks from like 1940. So I have those that I can scan and share. This was my grandfather's, and so it's got some plans from Union Carbide back in the day when he was working for NASA. And this is, yes, some plans, and it says do not remove property of government. Nobody could tell anything. It was bookshelves. And this is my grandmother's, and I just love the patina and the look of these notebooks, so I've kind of kept them like that until I decide what I'm going to do with them. Down here I have some medical books and some gnomes and fairy books that I don't want. I just haven't sold yet. There's a ledger over there. This is dictionaries. From here to here is all dictionaries. This is all atlases from here over. Maps and atlases. And then over here I've got some antique sheet music and music books and a couple of magazines. Plus there's some Tim Holtz compendium consortium books, whatever you call them. That, you know, again, I don't need one. This is some junk journal stuff that I haven't put away. Down here, this is some storage stuff and things that I kept. Both shelves, there's paper bags and things down here, and then this is plastic packaging in this, but the rest of it is some storage and things that I kept because I didn't know what I was going to do. These are yarn balls that half of them my mom did and another half I did, and so we don't want to get rid of them because my mom, you know, in her situation. And then there's some antique storage things back there too. So really, it's got to go. And stuff everywhere. More yarn balls there. Down at the bottom, this is a silver. This is one of these silver things. Okay, it's shelves and it rolls. Okay, so I could roll it somewhere if I wanted to. So I've got some more books up here. This is cookbooks and let's see, cookbooks and 5 ring binders, bird stuff, animal stuff, and then some childcraft type books and gardeners type things. So I mean, I've got the supplies to just sell and share, you know. So the DESTASH is coming. That's where all this is heading. This is chipboard pieces, some coffee dye paper, and more chipboard, and some mailing packages. And down here, this is my mark making tools for when it's a whole big bucket of mark making tools. It's my toy box, I love it, for when I'm doing jelly press, and I don't even have a jelly plate. I just use whatever I can find that is flat. And then over there is, I don't know, a bucket that's got something else in it that I don't even know. Then, okay, this is some stuff that I just bought. So, because, you know, Easter, I was like, oh, yay, for Easter, I can put some stuff up and make some stuff with Dollar Tree stuff. And guess what? Then I found out that, okay, your whole world's been a lie for 3.5 years, but actually 13 years. Come to find out it was just other ones before. Those are my stamps in those little plastic containers inside of the big briefcase things. I'll show you that one day. I kind of like that storage, but then again, I got a lot of those stamps I need to get rid of. This is stamps that are new that I haven't put away, and this is stamps that they're like background stamps. They don't fit in those little things, and so this is background stamps, and I can just flip through like this. Some foam for putting on the back of stamps if I was going to do that, which I'm not. And then down here we have more papers. Like this is cool envelopes that you get in the mail, junk mail that you get. This is some notebooks and things. This is graph paper. This is vellum paper. This is plastic sheet protectors. This is those empty hanging file folder things. I found like this huge thing of them for like $1. Okay, I had to get those. Of course, this is storage stuff. And this is the empty thing where I've taken, you know, some of the drawers out and put in there, and this is empty, so I could use that for something else. And on the side of this metal thing, I have this. It's a paper storage thing, and so I have it, and I've got some copy paper in there and papers that I use. I found this really great paper. It's got such a great smooth feel, and I lost the brand, so I kind of covet this and hoard it. But I will use it at sometimes. But I don't coffee dye it because it feels so beautiful in your hands. Okay, and then there's some notebooks and things that, you know, I tear papers out for the junk journals. And in the middle of the room, there are 2 of these bookcases, one back to back. And right now they both have all of these boxes. And you see these boxes, they're priority mail boxes. They are ready to mail when I do a video of the items that I'm destashing. This was started before Christmas and I stopped it because of Christmas. And now it's a situation where I actually have to do it. I actually have to get rid of things. I can't keep everything because I'm probably not going to be able to live here. Since I'm not going to be able to live here, I have no idea what kind of craft room or if I'll have a craft room, but I'll always have a craft bag if nothing else. Daisy, enough. It's nothing. So anyway, and then on top of it, normally, there's a basket for things like when you buy something and it sits there. So this basket would normally sit there, but there's no room for it there because there's junk on it. And some back there, that basket is ribbon, a whole thing of ribbon. It's divided out, ready to sell. This is, we went to a shop sale, I guess you say, it was a garage sale, but it was for shop equipment stuff. And so this is a bunch of cool metal stuff that I found really cool, that the lady threw in free with stuff my husband was buying. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is this room. And oh, on top of this is there's a bicycle basket, just a metal bicycle basket. And this is all Prima flowers and stuff. Yeah. And then this is some of the things like you would use when you're doing mixed media. So this is like some sand related stuff. You know, most people use that Finnabair stuff where it's the little stones and things. Well, I can't afford that. So I got a Dollar Tree and I get sand and I get the little rocks because those work really great. And this is the snow. And it works good too because it creates a different texture. And this is larger rocks all in there. And these are some inks that I found that need to go over there with5 inkers. And then this is what started it all. When I was 5 years old. When I was 5 years old, my aunt took me to a store and she bought me a stamp. And it had my name on it. And she bought me this stamp pad. And this is my name, Leslie Ann. And they made it there at the store. And there it is, stamped. And that's what started my whole love of stamping and crafting and creating. Well, it didn't start it. You know, I was already doing it. But that is my very first stamp. I love it. And my daughter made that right there. So, yeah. And then here's a garbage can that's got a present in it. And then it's got, okay, this is a piece of wall art that we can't decide if we want to get rid of or not. It's got my ironing board, and then this garbage can holds my iron, which sits on top of all these empty garbage sacks. This one's trash right now. And these are storage items. So like when I'm getting something and I'm emptying it to put it in a box to sell, the storage piece goes here. So that's why it's right here in the way. And so I do believe that is the longest quick run through. Okay, there's all my plastic bags for doing my organization things. They're waiting for that. So yeah, so here's, oh, guess what? Here's the restroom. Okay, now watch this. Okay, now the restroom. Oh, look at there. There's a whole basket of stuff. Yes, a whole basket of stuff. And that basket of stuff has Christmas things in it. And then my daddy's flannel shirt there and some more Christmas things, yeah. And so it's in here because this is where yep, this is where the wizard lives. This is all my Christmas craft things. So it has wrapping paper, it has tissue paper, it has the bags for wrapping presents, it's got boxes for presents, it's got some decorations, and then, yeah, some decorations and things that I've gotten. Yeah. And then these are those that are, this is the large size I told you. It's 3 of those square modular pieces together. And in there, I have like bags for wrapping and things. And then there's 6 of those. And there's bags for wrapping, those like 3 of them, tissue paper and stuff. And then there's like some craft things down there. Some crafts that I've made and some other things. Okay. Then, like I said, this is other stuff that I bought. Yeah. This is a box of t-shirts for the t-shirt quilt. It has nothing to do with having to be down here at all. And then, you know, this is some of the greenery that I use around my house you know, during Christmas. So that's up there too. Now, these boxes are also property mailboxes. And if you look down there, they actually go all the way to the back, double high in some cases. And this is where I have taken, for example, I have taken some paper and cardstock and ephemera and bits and whatever it is. And for example, this box happens to be, oh goodness, I think I just broke that. I did. Oh darn it. Oh well, it's actually okay. So it has the Prima Heaven Scent with all the flowers and goodies and all that kind of stuff. Do you see all this stuff? This is all Prima Heaven Scent, plus anything else that I had trims and flowers that matched it and went with it. And I have created kits. So each one of these boxes is a kit. I'm going to leave that right there so I can fix it first. Okay, so each one of these boxes is a kit. This is a kit that's got a different kind of paper in it. And then there's kits, and there's Christmas, and there's Mickey Mouse, and there's Halloween, and there's Prima, and there's Prima, and then there's, you know, DCWV, and there's, good gosh, I can't even tell you what all. And so all of this is ready for me to film. But I stopped for Christmas. So now I have to get back to that because it's going to keep my mind busy to go through the DESTASH, I think, as I'm going through this, the paperwork for the divorce and or court case, whatever there is. So yeah, so this doesn't really get to go in there because it doesn't have room or whatever. So yeah, this is kind of the situation that I'm dealing with, and there's some storage boxes. And so yeah, so here we are. Oh goodness, here we are, back where we started. My grandson's rocking chair that I need to repair because my husband hasn't, because he's been too busy apparently seeing another woman. Yes, I'm not bitter. Things are still, you know, friendly and decent around the house because you know, I haven't lost my home yet, and I haven't, you know, if that comes down to it, yeah, I might get bitter and really, really angry. But for now, it's just like it is what it is, and I'm going to deal with it as it comes, and I'm trying to take care of me and my family. And this is a cute little thing. It's got a marble tile for the base because I use that when I'm doing you know, sometimes I'll put paint and stuff on that, but I never move it, so it needs to go. But this is an old piece of enamelware that is rusted and has holes in it. Well, I've made, I took a little jar and did that for my art and glitter glue, and it sits on top of a candlestick. This is a taller candlestick that has the lamp that Dawn sent me, and the candlestick sits upside down, and I'm going to attach it to this thing when I get finished. And then here is a antique jar that has my hot glue gun in it and some pins, and my ruler is just laying across it right now. But then I've got, do you see, I've got some twine in little bitty, these are old jam jars. I got these, there was 7 of them for 50 cents at the thrift store, and this is just the old little jelly jars. And so I put twine and that sort of stuff in there, and so I have those in that little thingy. And then this is seam binding, colored and brown and black, and the whites and creams. This is pieces of lace, this leftover, and it's sitting that is sitting on a upside down candlestick. These are sitting on a piece of wooden spool that some ribbon came on, and then there's a piece there. That's one of my favorite pieces. It's a little just planter, and I've got my seam binding in it. There's my Santa Claus mug, and a card, and a card, and a card, and all the other cards that my friends send me that I just love them so much. Look at this. Aren't they just sweet people? Oh my goodness. I love them. I mean, they just, I don't know. And there's my precious girls. And then this is another piece I got at Hobby Lobby. I love this storage idea. This is all my white scraps. Do you see? It's just this big thing, and it's here at the back of my desk, and I need a scrap. I just grab it. And whites and creams. So that's in there, and I can reach back there, and it's all sizes. I can put all sizes in there, and it doesn't matter. This is a big trunk that I got, and right now what goes in it is things that need to be put away or done something else with. This is papers and stuff that need to be filed with, like some Genevieve designs and, oh, a garage apartment that I designed for my sister-in-law that, oh, I might need that one day. Yeah, so, sewing machine is easy to pull out. It's on felt pads and it just slides out. And then that was that clock. And I've talked and I've talked and I've talked, and now I've talked about, you know, the happy and everything, and but that's where I am, folks. I'm at a situation where I don't know what my future holds. I don't know if I can have at what point am I gonna, what kind of craft room am I gonna have? Am I gonna have this much of a craft room, or am I gonna have a room or 2 rooms like I do now, or what's gonna happen? Because, you know, I'm disabled, and so I get 1 check a month. It's very simple, and it's very minimal, and so that's all I get. And me personally, I can't pay for this home. I have plenty of evidence. Alabama laws are such that it's an equitable distribution. You don't have to prove cause for divorce. So equitable distribution means equitable assets and debts. So yeah, I may end up with nothing. The home my daddy built, all this wood, everything he did, and the Taj Mahal that my daddy built out there. There's a 102-foot long shop building that my daddy and my husband built, and we paid for about half of it. My daddy paid for the other half. My dad paid for all the driveway. My dad paid for doing the foundation. My dad did all kinds of stuff as gifts to me with my mom's money when she passed away. And there's my daddy and my mama. Oh, there we go. And I miss my mama so much, especially through this. There's my girls. And there's, oh my goodness, there we are, happy and healthy and whatever. Yeah. This was supposedly when it was beginning. I don't know. Anyway, okay, chit chat's over, and I just want y'all to know that DESTASH is coming up. Please be ready. Please let me know below that you are interested in this DESTASH. Please share my videos everywhere you possibly can so that I can get the DESTASH announcement out there, because within the next couple of weeks I'm going to be starting that. And yeah. So thank y'all for stopping by, and that's my doggy Daisy, and I will see y'all soon.